The second generation of the most popular compact SUV from Maruti Suzuki has launched in India. The 2022 Brezza hosts a completely new design along with the new interiors, new features and even a new mechanical setup. The new design philosophy has made the latest generation Brezza a lot bolder than the previous generation car. Along with the newer design, Maruti has ramped up the mechanicals of the new Brezza with Swift technology. Dropping the Vitara prefix from its name, the new Brezza sits on the same underpinnings as its predecessor and carries over the same dimensions. In the upfront, Brezza gets a more angular look, gets an all-new grille with a double-barrel LED headlamp design that merges seamlessly with the grille. The headlamp cluster is now slimmer than before but continues to get integrated LED DRLs. The LED tail indicators sit above the headlamp cluster. Fog lamp spaces are available on either side of the ZXi variant, but ZXi Plus variant gets LED fog lamps. There is also a Fox silver skid plate on the lower part of the front bumper, which is an SUV element that makes the Brezza bolder. The top spec also gets a front parking camera for the 360-degree parking camera setup is housed in the front bumper. The thick plastic cladding from the front continues towards the side and becomes thick on the bottom part of the doors. The overall silhouette of the Brezza remains the same as before. The 2022 Brezza facelift runs on 16-inch dual-tone alloy wheels. Top spec will get side parking cameras mounted on the ORVMs for the 360-degree camera setup. Both the front doors get request sensors for keyless entry. The rear quarter window of the new Brezza is now bigger. This makes the 2022 Brezza look longer than before, although the dimensions are identical to its predecessor. The ground clearance of the new Brezza remains unchanged at 200 mm. Other notable changes include a shark fin antenna and roof rails. At the rear, the 2022 Brezza gets slimmer LED tail lights with halogen reverse lights and turn indicators. Meanwhile, the Vitara lettering has been dropped from the tailgate. Instead, it gets Brezza lettering finished in chrome and also a smart hybrid badging. The thick plastic cladding continues to the rear as well. There is a Fox silver skid plate at the lower part of the bumper. Notable elements at the rear of the 2022 Brezza include integrated roof spoiler, defogger, rear wiper and washer, and a rear parking camera. The boot space of the Brezza remains unchanged at 328 liters. There is a 16-inch spare steel wheel under the boot floor with some space to put a tire puncture repair kit around it. There are small storage compartments on the either side of the boot which can be used to put a tire inflator. There is also a hook and a light in the boot. The 2022 Brezza gets an all-new interior. First thing we felt when sitting on the driving seat is the difference in the upholstery. The seating position is comfortable and enough moving space is there, but the upholstery is too soft. The LXi and VXi variants have all black monotone interior colors. But coming to the top spec is with the dual-tone black and coffee brown interior looks more premium. There is some grey detailing which stretches to the passenger side of the center console. The cabin is filled with the hard plastics all around, which is of the same quality as the pre-facelift Brezza. ZXi variant holds a leather-wrapped steering wheel. There are telephonic controls and cruise control buttons on the right spoke. There are also paddle shifters behind the steering wheel in the automatic variants. The instrument cluster gets an analog speedometer and tachometer with a small colored MID in the center. The touchscreen infotainment system can also be accessed via controls in the left spoke of the steering wheel. VXi and ZXi variants offer a 7-inch and ZXi Plus offers a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system. It also supports wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and has good touch feedback. The new Brezza gets Archimist tuned audio system. The top spec gets a surround system too. The top spec also gets 3 preset soundboards and we found the audio output to be satisfactory. There is a USB port and a 12-volt socket ahead of the gear lever. The controls of the auto AC sit above them. Other storage spaces in the cabin include bottle holders in the front doors, cup holders in the center console with some space to put keys and small storage under the front armrest for the top spec. There is also a wireless charger in the front of the gear lever and a sunglass holder on the headliner. ZXi Plus variant gets a head-up display which is similar to the ones seen in the new Baleno. Also, the ZXi Plus variant gets 360-degree camera. It shows the 3D view of the car and its surroundings, and its feed is displayed on the touchscreen. The quality of the rear camera feed is impressive as well. The new Brezza also gets an electric sunroof with a sufficient thick sunshade. The new Brezza is the first Maruti car to get a sunroof. Coming to the drive experience, the 2022 Maruti Brezza is powered by 1462cc naturally aspirated K15C dual-jet petrol engine that puts out 102 bhp at 6000 rpm and 137 Nm torque at 4400 rpm. These figures are slightly lower than the outgoing K15B unit. Maruti Suzuki claims a maximum fuel efficiency of 20.15 km per liter for the manual versions, and while the automatic versions return 19.80 km per liter. The gear shift and overall engine performance is very smooth, and very lightweight steering wheel is just awesome to drive the car in the city traffic. The power delivery is not quick, but very gradually it delivers enough power to cruise on highways. Suspension is also nicer to drive on bad roads. Amenities for the driver include auto-dimming IRVM, tilt and telescopic steering wheel adjustment, electrically adjustable and foldable ORVMs, and a height-adjustable driver seat. The driver's seat is fairly comfortable. The view from the driver's seat is clear and one can see the edges of the bonnet, making the driver more confident. The rear seats of the Brezza have enough knee room and leg room. The rear passengers can slide their feet under the front seats, making more leg room for their legs. The headroom of the rear passenger is good as well. Within that, two adults can easily travel in the rear seats of 2022 Brezza. The under-thigh support seems just comfortable. The pricing of the Brezza 2022 starts from 7.99 lakhs to 13.96 lakhs ex-showroom across different variants. Thank you for watching and stay tuned with us for more videos.